over half of the world's population claim to have seen a ghost. We spend our lives studying the unexplained.
Did you hear that?
Travelling to the most haunted locations around, we have unearthed terrifying secrets and witnessed horrifying events, leading us to question what really happens after we die.
Get out!
If there is a spirit world connected to our own, using the latest technology, we believe that bridge can be documented, measured, and explained. We are the Paranormal Detectives. Join us in seeking the truth. Hi guys, here we are tonight at Edwin Loach Old Church. I've actually been here once, quite a few years ago now actually, maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I can't quite remember, during the daytime, and that was quite freaky to say the least. I've come back, brought Brian with me. It's one of the locations that's been on our list to tick off, and here we are. Weather's not perfect tonight. We've had spots of rain on and off on the way here, so we will continue as long as the weather permits, and let's head inside and see what we get.
We might have some company as well, because on the journey here,
oh yeah,
we had a little visitor.
We have actually had some company on the journey here. It's quite, anyone who's been here, it's quite a long, narrow track to get up to the church, and anybody who follows our channel and knows me obviously knows I'm not a massive fan of badgers. I think they're quite dangerous creatures.
Why is that again?
Okay, they can't bite through steel as I once said they could, but they are dangerous creatures, and we literally followed one all the way up here, so there is a badger lurking around in this graveyard somewhere, which concerns me probably more than the paranormal. I'm actually interested though to see what you think of this place, because I've obviously been here, not at night, but I have been here, but I know you've never been, so
yeah.
Do you want to come in and let's take a look around?
Yeah, let's have a look. We'll go this way then. See, that's the old bit of the church, I'm guessing, out to the wall.
Yeah, that is it. It's actually sort of between two really creepy old trees.
Right, okay.
So I don't know if you want to head through. I'll let you
we might
experience
just go
it first.
Just go straight in there. To be honest, what I want to do, we always do this experiment, don't we, where we do dowsing rods in the graveyard. So, in most churches that we go to, I find that quite a cool experiment, just in case there is a ghost of someone lurking who's buried here. So we might try that a little bit later. But
I think that'd be a brilliant experiment.
Yeah, one of my favourites.
It is one of my favourites, to be fair, to see if it can actually lead us to a grave.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's fantastic. Sort of between two trees, I can't really see.
Right.
I'm sort of walking around in the pitch black dark, so it's a bit sort of, it's quite tricky.
Did you hear that?
What?
Did you hear that then? No. That?
Yes, I heard that.
Animal or not?
That's not an animal, that's like, that sounds like a bicycle.
Like a squeaky wheel?
Yeah. And it's still going.
Well, I'm hoping.
What was that you?
That was me. Yeah, that was me. I'm hoping the cameras picked that up.
Was that you?
Yeah. Just go and have a look, because I don't know what that is. Right, for the record, we've heard like a bit of a.
What? Hoping the camera can pick it up. I'm wondering if there's. Oh, there's a tree here. I need to be careful of. Yeah. I'm wondering if there's like a bit of fence or something that's squeaking. Can you show your torch down here, mate?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, what's all this?
Whoa. It's coming from here.
Is it just a tree?
I don't know, because it sounds metal, but this tree is just full of like broken gravestones. Hang on, this one's got writing on it.
Was that like it here before?
1892 TP. Okay.
Was this here before?
I have no idea.
I guess you don't remember seeing it. I don't remember it in your video.
No.
Okay.
How are you feeling now?
A bit weird, isn't it? I don't know why there's a load of broken gravestones in the middle of it.
Looks like they've all been piled up against a tree. That squeaking's from above. So I think maybe it is the tree, to be fair.
Alright, well in that case I don't really want to stand underneath it. Just in case it's like a big branch that's going to come.
I think it's just an old tree.
It's definitely the tree, 100%.
Yeah.
Police Sats debunked it. Duck.
Oh, that kind of leads us right to where we need to be. I find that really creepy.
What, the gravestone?
Yeah.
Just watch your head, because that's quite low.
I can't.
Well, obviously you know it, don't you?
Mate, it's been about 3 years since I've been here. I can't remember anything. Right guys, so here we are. We've just done some setting up inside the church. In the far corner over there we've got our locked off camera, which should pick up the majority of the church, including the main focal point through here. It's actually through here where we've set up the REM pod. One of the reasons being it's totally sheltered from wind in here. Obviously you don't want temperature deviations due to the wind setting it off. So we put that through there.
Just have a quick look at that. There we go on the ledge there.
And over here on the side of the wall we've actually set up our K2 meter.
As you can see,
so
just there.
it does look like something was set in the wall there. I don't quite know what. Did you just hear what sounded like chains?
I heard that, yeah. I thought it was you.
It might be a thing in my back pocket, I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was you going into your pocket.
Yeah, so that's obviously set up there. And I'm going to start the session by asking some EVPs.
Okay.
I say we don't know too much about the location. I was told a long time ago that there's a white figure that's seen here. A white lady, I believe.
Is it in the churchyard, do you know, or is it actually in the church?
I heard something there.
What did you hear?
I don't know. Sounded like chains again. I'm not, honestly, hand on heart, I cannot remember. I will have to research the story. Obviously it's a bit of the spur of the moment thing tonight, just picking off locations that we haven't done. I do remember, like I said, something tells me it was in here. I'm sure it was in here.
Okay.
And it was mist and a white lady, I believe, that's been seen here.
Yeah.
In some respects it's good that I don't remember the story, because it'd be interesting to see what we pick up.
Yeah.
I mean, this place has a tremendous amount of history. I mean, we're talking hundreds, possibly thousands of years of age here, sort of thing. So you can tell that just by the brickwork. I don't know if you're a pan on the brickwork.
Yeah. I don't know how good that will come out, but
you can see how old the actual church is. Right, so I want to start off by asking, is anybody here with us? There's any spirits? We've come to say hello. We don't mean any harm. We come with respect and love. We just wish to say hello. Is anybody here? Could you please come and talk to us and let us know that you're here? Perhaps you could come and tell us your name or your age. There's a noise over there.
And over there, like a squeaking.
Maybe you would like us to know how old you were when you passed, or what caused you to pass. Perhaps you don't want us here and you don't want to communicate. If that's the case, that's perfectly fine. We will totally respect that. We just need you to come forth and tell us. I don't know if there's any flies about, but I can feel something brushing down my left arm.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if it's the wind or flies or what. What I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this recording rather than playing it back in real time. we'll actually just review it on the computer after, I think.
Okay.
Because the speakers on this isn't very good.
Well, yeah, so. That's true. We always review it anyway, don't we? So
could you tell us perhaps if you're male or female?
Thought you had something then.
Maybe you got
like,
married.
hang on, whoa.
What?
Can you hear a voice? Swear I could hear talking from out there.
Me.
Like, really? Should we go and have a quick look? I was convinced I was talking.
Did you shut the gates?
Yeah. Anything?
No.
Sounded very close by.
I thought I heard it last one.
Did you hear a male or a female?
It sounded like two males to me.
Two males.
What did you hear?
I thought a male and a female.
Two males. Perhaps it's something trying to respond to us. It did sound like it come from outside.
Now there is a very, and you've noted this on the way in, there is like a very sort of low bassy sound.
It seems to be coming, because there's nothing around the church, it seems to be coming from like, sounds silly, but over the hills and yonder sort of thing.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I was convinced then I heard voices outside.
I thought I heard, to be fair, so I'm glad you did that.
Yeah.
But to me it did sound like two male voices. I thought I heard it again.
What?
Male voices, but that time it sounded like it's come from behind you.
Oh, okay.
So that's interesting. Very interesting. Right, so if there is anybody here, can you please come forward and go and place your hand on this green light? I'll do it for you so you can see. It won't hurt you. It doesn't hurt me. It's just a light. But if you place your hand on it, we'll know that you're here. If you wish to say hello, please come and touch it now for us. Tell you what, I'll step back away from it, because I don't want to scare anybody. Please come forward and just come and touch it now for us. I'll ask you a different question now. If you don't want us here and you want us to leave, go and touch that green light now. And we will know that you don't want us here and we will leave. If you touch that green light now, we'll do no further investigating. We will leave.
Not much on the
So what I'm
K2.
going to do, I actually have a trigger object here.
Oh, nice. Yeah, good.
Obviously this was once a church. This is a religious symbol. If you want this cross, or you believe in God, Jesus Christ, I'm going to put this next to this green light. If you believe in God, please go and touch that cross for me. Take it if you wish. Come on, it's yours to take. It's yours to do whatever you want with.
Some more EVP.
Can you please tell us, can you see us? Do you know we're here? If you can see us and you know we're here, please answer yes. Just answer clearly once for me, yes.
I'm going to add to that. If you can't see us, but you can hear us, say the word no.
It's a good thought, that is, actually. It sounds silly, I haven't actually thought of that. For all we know, they can hear our voices.
Yeah.
We're telling them to touch a light, and they might not be able to see what light we're on about or what we're talking about at all.
It's part of the paranormal that interests me is not necessarily if ghosts are the afterlife and like people that have passed away, but
Maybe footsteps are right by me.
I did hear something, I will be honest.
It sounded like something was right by me.
But what if it's something which is on a different dimension or a different level? Part of the paranormal that fascinates me is like almost laws of physics that we don't necessarily understand.
Well, if you look, some of the most successful paranormal experiments in history have actually involved ultrasound. So certain wavelengths that is just fractionally on the edge of the human hearing scale and beyond. This is said to disturb the paranormal and actually create activity and fuel activity. Is it a case of it's fueling activity because there's some sort of energy they pick up from it, or is it because they can hear that but they can't hear us?
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's interesting. It's something that actually in a future investigation I do want to try that. Whether we bring some sort of subwoofer or something, I do want to try that.
Yeah, good
Very
show.
much so. Well, I head over to the REM pod now.
Yep.
As I do head over this way, if anybody does want that cross, feel free to go to the cross, take it, touch it, whatever you wish to do.
Been keeping my eye on that cross so far, and on the K2, and I haven't seen anything yet. So
I remember when I was here during the daytime, on my first visit, I was stood roughly where you're stood now, looking up at that window, and it looked like there was a face looking through at me. I'm pretty sure it was the tree, just a bit of pareidolia. But you know when you feel like something walk over your grave, so to speak?
yeah,
Probably not the nicest expression in here, but it felt like that. It was really quite, it took my breath away a little bit. Probably doesn't show it very well on the camera, but it did take my breath away a little bit.
okay.
I haven't heard of any sightings inside the church. Well, look like a like a face there in that window there, but I'm thinking that's just a tree or something. Yeah, I think it's a tree, a pareidolia. If there's anybody here with us in this holy place,
What is? What? God, I thought you were gonna like dive.
it's got a vibe, this place. I don't feel like we're alone. Well, that sounds a bit weird. I really don't. Maybe it's just subconscious because it's creepy.
Yeah, it could be.
But perhaps because I'm telling the story and I've got that window behind me where well, obviously I've only been here once, but every time I've been here so far, I feel like something's going to pop through that window.
You feeling that now?
Perhaps a hand or a face or something. I feel like something's going to pop through that window. So I have my back to it, I do actually feel quite nervous.
I suppose that could just be the psychological side of it though.
Yeah.
Because it's a window.
Saying that, we've been here a little while now. We've heard a few voices, but we haven't actually had any concrete activity, have we?
Nothing concrete.
Obviously we'll have to play the EVPs back. So I'm going to ask now, does anybody here, perhaps you can see this red light? Perhaps you could come and touch this red light for me. It can't hurt you. Just as the other light, this light cannot hurt you.
It just lights up and it makes a sound.
Just like that. It doesn't hurt.
Can you copy that, please?
Keep seeing something moving there. It's like a dark shadow moves across there. I've seen it twice now. The first time I thought it was my eyes. That looked like an apple.
Yeah, good point.
I think it's covering that. Might be. Might just be out of shot, I don't know. Hopefully it's covering it. So yeah, please come forward. Touch this red light for us. If you can see it, it won't hurt you. Just come towards it and touch it.
Just turns the light from red to green.
As before, we're going to move away from it. I don't want to be in the way of it. I want you to be able to go through freely and touch it. Nobody's going to hurt you. As I said before, we come with total respect, love and peace. Did that just go off?
No, it was a squeak. Wasn't the REM pod.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm going to say it was most likely the tree again, to be honest.
It's interesting because being here, I don't actually feel...
Can you just move?
Me?
Yeah, can you?
Yeah, what?
It's just shadow. It's alright. I thought I caught my first shadow figure on film, but it's you. I'm surprised that's picking it up.
Being here, I don't feel... You probably notice I'm being very respectful. I don't feel like there's anything negative. I just feel like it's...
Yeah.
You know, and I don't recall reading anything negative or being told anything negative.
See, I don't know much about this place apart from the one story that you have said about the like the white figure.
Yeah.
But apart from that, and we don't really sort of know any history or, well, you know, in terms of like other paranormal sightings. It's only that one that we've been told of.
No, yeah, I know. It's just interesting.
I don't get a bad vibe.
What I'm going to do now, because obviously we've been here a little while now, I know the weather's not great. What I want to do is I want to explain what we're going to do, and hopefully it will help it interact with us.
Yeah.
I'll record this just in case.
Yeah, sure.
It responds. We are going to have a walk around the graveyard in a minute. Brian's going to be using something called dowsing rods. What we would like you to do is point these rods towards your grave if you're buried here. See that right behind you then?
Yeah.
Sounded like something knocked on the wall. So if you could give us your name, speak it into the device I'm holding, then perhaps you could lead us to your grave, and that would be our way of knowing that your spirit remains here. We won't do anything else. I feel like something's holding my hand.
What? What do you mean?
Ah, there's a hair on my hand, look. See it?
No, I can't. I'm probably not going to pick it up in night vision,
Can you pick
to
it
be
up?
fair. I think I did get it. Yeah.
See it?
Yeah, I saw it.
I thought there was something holding my hand. It's like a fucking hair. Just make me wonder.
Because that's going to be a heavy, warm hair, isn't it?
You see, I was a bit nervous.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that now. We're going to get the dowsing rods out. Please, if you're here, direct us to where you're buried. How do you feel about ending on that experiment now?
I like the experiment, so let's go.
To be honest, it's starting to rain a little bit, so I'm thinking we've been here a little bit now, maybe cut the video short, get the equipment away,
finish on dowsing rods.
Finish on dowsing rods and just see, perhaps we've got a voice, maybe we've got a name, something we can collate it with.
Yeah. 'And
go from there. Okay, yeah, sounds good.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. Right, so as Nathan's just explained, these are called dowsing rods. What I'd like you to do is, if anyone is buried in here that still haunts this graveyard, I would like you to turn these rods in the direction of where you're buried. Once we've reached it, please cross the rods over like so to signify that it's your grave. So if you could please tell me and point me in the direction of your grave now, please. And they're off this way somewhere.
I try and get the torch up by your feet.
Yeah, cheers. That's loud, isn't it? Okay. This is really bizarre, mate.
It's taking you in a circle?
It's doing that circle thing. Oh, hold on. That happened at White Lady's Priory.
Actually behind now, so I can't really see the rods very well, but...
No, it's fine. It's pointing it, like, towards the church.
Hang on.
Ooh, okay.
That's well weird.
I'm going to reset that because that's just bizarre. That happened at White Lady's Priory. Can you please point in the direction of your grave from here, please? Okay, we've crossed, which is what I asked it to do.
There is a grave here though. Perhaps. What a prominent grave. Unfortunately it is so old.
I've reset these rods again, and you have crossed them at this gravestone here, so if this is your grave, please now cross the rods again to confirm. Which it hasn't. I don't know what that
Do you
means.
just hear footsteps? Do you?
Yeah.
Where that pointed?
Yeah. It's pointed. Is there anything up there? Just showing you. That's... I heard a cough. Or is it the tree? I'm so confused.
I don't know.
I'm so confused.
I'm hearing voices.
Well, that's literally just done like an L shape and then pointed back at you as you move back. So, last chance before we go. Please confirm if this is the grave by crossing the rods again, or
So just crossed.
it's just knocked each other but it didn't fully cross. They've just touched.
That to me looks like it crossed a bit.
Hey?
That to me looks like a cross. What the hell is that?
Thank you if that was you, and if that is your grave, thank you very much for showing us. One thing I want to know, there's a load of graves under a tree there that have been, I don't know, what do you call it?
Just abandoned?
Abandoned, crushed up, left. Can you tell us anything about those graves? Why have they been moved? Seeing stuff behind you.
I'm seeing stuff behind you. That's why I keep moving around.
What are you seeing?
Like black shadows.
Oh, okay. I'm seeing white faces. That's a bit Acton Bernal. That is. Do you remember when we saw the face?
I fucking never forget that.
Oh, I've gone a bit cold, and I know it's cold anyway, but I've gone a bit like weird feeling at you, which I wasn't a minute ago. But I think it's the psychological side of it again.
Try one last time.
Yeah, let's try one more.
One last time,
Definitely
and then
seeing stuff.
if not, we're gonna have to make a move because of the weather.
Yeah, that's fine. Right, final.
Not just that. It's like.
Let's go. Right, so we've just left the church now at this point. Basically, we did a few experiments with the dowsing rods at the end, and it was quite creepy at the end. Actually, we didn't feel anything negative there as such before. The dowsing rods were a little bit weird. I had a bit of a weird sort of spin around activity which happened last time I used them at the White Lady's Priory. It did cross at a grave, which I found quite, you know, interesting after
Quite
doing
a
that.
prominent grave as well, because the graves in that place are quite well spread out.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of them are missing. Looks like the grave's been put under the tree, but they're quite spread out. So the fact it stopped on one of the few graves that was very visible, I find quite interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't really know what to expect with that one, to be fair, because at the end of that, we kind of had the dowsing rods going one direction and the other in the other. Whether there's anything to it or not, I don't know, but it definitely felt a bit strange. We did end up leaving in the end because there was a bit of a dog that was barking, which did sound like it was coming a bit closer towards us, so out of just, you know, precaution, we just left. Obviously we don't want to be disruptive, and also don't upset anyone.
It's early
so.
hours in the morning, isn't it? So
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not trying to draw attention.
What I will say is, throughout the night, we have both heard similar things. You heard voices the same time I heard voices. We both heard footsteps at basically the same time in the same area. So I find that interesting that basically we both heard the same things.
Yeah.
Sometimes obviously you'll hear things I won't, and vice versa, but tonight we both heard the voices at exactly the same time. We both heard the footsteps by the side of me initially at the same time.
Yeah.
And I could have swore I saw a dark shadow move behind you twice when I was by the REM pod.
Hopefully locked off cameras got that if it was filming.
And at the end you said you seen faces behind me. Whether that's subconscious or not, I don't know.
That could be.
We were a bit jittery at the end.
That could be subconscious, or just maybe the light blinding. You know, just playing tricks.
It's certainly going to be interesting watching the locked off cameras back, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I quite enjoyed that location actually. I was thinking it was going to be quite a fun one, quite a good one to do, and it didn't disappoint. So look forward to watching that back, and yeah, hopefully we've got something good. And thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed, please don't forget, like, share and subscribe, and
Until next time.